Let's turn our conversation to the co-main event. Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler. I don't know why this fight's been booked for 5 rounds because I don't see how it goes past the third round, to be totally honest with you. But what are you expecting from the rematch between Joe Bronx and Iron Michael?
Fireworks.
Mm,
It's just going to be madness, isn't it? Both of these guys just attract bonuses with the way that they fight. It's for me the first minute 30 is fascinating. Given Michael Chandler's absence, what does that mean?
mm.
Is he itchy, too itchy to get in there and perform? Is he hesitant? What does Oliveira do in the first minute 30, considering those elements as well? So I'm really interested in that. And as you say, like, why have they done this for 5 rounds? The 5 round co-main event seems to be a bit on vogue again. Didn't we have this at the
It
last
does.
pay-per-view? Yeah, we kind of dropped it for a while. Now it's being brought back in for some reason. Anyway, like if we get 5 minutes of hell, then I think we're all going to be on our feet
Mm,
for 25 minutes. But I don't see it going that way. Just really interested to see where Chandler's at. He built his body up to fight at 170 pounds. Now he's having to bring himself back down. And I was speaking with a specialist recently who was talking about, like, in dehydrated states, cognitively, you're just not as sharp. When you're suffering a big weight cuts, you haven't got enough time maybe to replenish your cells. Not necessarily to, he said, it's not about weakening the chin. There's no science about that, but it's just about just being more cognizant, I think,
mm.
and sharp. So let's see where he's at, because he needs to have everything about him for Charles Oliveira. Just like the most lovable guy in mixed martial arts. I don't know if you saw that clip that ESPN did where they went back through like a bunch of his last fights, and he goes around and he like hugs his opponent, high
Mm.
fives and shakes the hand of the team like every
Yeah.
time. Like what a guy. What a guy. But also, if I want to get up in the morning and I want someone to empower me, I'm going to go and listen to Michael
Yeah.
Chandler, because
Mm,
that boy can be on a stage like motivating the masses.
yeah. Do you when you think back to the rematch, I think it was UFC 262 is the number that's ringing a bell. How much do you feel like that fight helps or hinders either man going into that rematch? Because there was so many shifts of momentum, and as much as Charles got the finish early in the second, Mike was also very close to getting Oliveira out of there late in the first round.
Yeah, I think if you're Michael Chandler, because he's such a positive person, I think
Mm,
what he'll probably do is extract all of those positive notes, package them up, and be like, yes, of
yeah.
course he'll take the lessons, but I think that's the kind of guy that he is. So he'll be celebrating all of his small wins despite the overall result, like the battles and the war type deal. Time has passed. Have either of those guys changed their styles and their skill sets dramatically? I don't think so. Um, Charles Oliveira is one of those few guys. I don't know what it is about lightweights, but as they get more experience, they just seem to be more of a hellish opponent.
Mm,
And yeah, I just think that experience level for Charles Oliveira is something that he leans into very well. Loads more confidence in his hands in recent years too. So yeah, I think there's something that can be said. And when you've shared the octagon with someone on that kind of stage, those bright lights with all of that kind of jeopardy and the drama, yeah, I think it affects a fighter. It changes you forever. They're entwined,
mm.
into the history books as well. So I think it definitely has an impact.